I've arrived. I have arrived.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. We are together again.
It's been a long time coming.
Are you pretty excited about it?
Quite excited. I'm glad you're back on the East Coast. I feel like a lot's happened, but I feel like you haven't really missed anything. So that's nice. It's a good feeling.
I'd say. So here we are.
Here we are.
Two single lesbians in the hood. Tell me some stories, Kara.
Well, what kind of stories do you want to hear? I mean, I could sit here and absolutely bore you to tears with stories.
All your interesting stories.
Or we could get right down to business and answer a few questions from our
Readers.
devoted readers.
So, Plaid-clad Dyke 20
Ooh.
would like to know, hey girls, just curious, what was your worst date in history?
Worst date in history. Well, let me just jump.
I think we should just go with Kara's worst date in history because I was actually present for that. I was actually there when that occurred.
I had been seeing someone not from this city, and
So that's okay for us to talk about them.
she gave me a call one day and was like, hey, like, let's meet up and go out for coffee. And then I was like,
Kara's a pansy and can't say no. You're a pansy and couldn't respond no thanks. So she says yes, and then I get a telephone call.
so I call Amanda and tell Amanda to pretend like we had been hanging out all day and had other things to do after meeting up with said person for coffee. And basically it was terrible. It was, an hour of extremely awkward conversation, pulling teeth to get more than a one-word answer. And
It
that
didn't
was
help
that.
that she...
Was dumb. was dumb. Had the IQ of a toaster oven.
If she, on a good day, on a sprightly day, she might have. I asked her numerous questions about her life, to which she responded with a side cocked head. And that was pretty much it. Then we just took off and left her at the cafe.
Yeah, we did. So that was my worst date in history.
I don't think I've ever had a horrible date. I've had some dates where I've been a little put off, I guess, but never anything that you could call the cops over or like anything that stood out, I don't think, in my mind. But your horrible date definitely counts.
Thank you.
Pink Stiletto Bitch wants to know, I'm a young femme lesbian and my parents refuse to believe that I'm queer because I still like to dress up and wear makeup. How do you deal with shit for being femme? It's a great subject. We were actually just talking about that on the way here.
Yeah.
How do you deal with shit for being femme? Okay, first of all, her parents don't believe that she's queer. I think that they will in time, and I think you shouldn't have to prove to your parents that you're gay. I think if you threw it out there, pink stiletto bitch, that's good enough for anyone, and they'll probably come around.
I agree with that. I think that that's, when you're first, coming out and telling people that you're gay, I mean, that's what it's about. You throw it out there, you test the waters, and, you can't be responsible with how people react to your own personal truths. So I think, just be who you are, and you don't have to prove your gayness one way or the other to anybody unless you want to.
Especially, I mean, whether or not she dresses up and wears makeup, I think her parents will probably maybe have some issues around the subject anyway, so I think it might just be a little bit confusing for them, but at the same time, definitely great advice to just stay with who you are. As for the dealing with shit for being femme, you don't really feel like you have to, I guess. Is that how that went?
I don't feel like you have to.
Interesting.
Makeup and, big shiny earrings and tight jeans make me any less of a lesbian? I would argue not. You have to find your own personal balance within your life, and I think that for me anyways, if someone would be like, oh, look at you in a dress, there's no way you're a lesbian. well, you know, I know of women that would beg to differ and, you know, will say, yes, she is my friend.
So
yes,
how?
she is.
No. Let's roll back here. A little
Okay.
bit. So you're wearing a nice little cocktail dress and you're out at a bar, and a guy approaches you and says, "Do you want to have a dance or something like that?" What do
I
you
would say, where's your sister? I would love to dance with her.
Okay, but then the guy doesn't. I mean, or not the guy. That's not fair. Anyone, like, you don't think that you have to go that extra mile. I think as a femme lesbian, I have to constantly not only prove that I'm messing around with this notion of woman, but I also have to prove that I'm here and queer and, you know, part of the fucking community. I think it's a huge stress because, I mean, it's not a stress in the extent that I would ever want to change it, but it's just like I always have to, you know, watch that awkward moment where I'm talking to somebody and my presentation doesn't necessarily match their identification with the word lesbian, and then I say, "Oh,
But is
my
that
girlfriend."
for you to justify, or is that for someone else to be like, whoa, this blew my mind a little that you don't conform to my stereotypes? That's their
That is their
lesson
crap.
to grow. That's
But
their
I think-
responsibility as a human being.
I think Pink Stiletto Bitch is onto something when she does point out that femmes deal with shit that maybe other genderqueer identities don't necessarily take on.
I agree with that, but I guess my personal answer is don't fucking worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Good. So now we have Miss Right Now wants to know
Sex on the first date.
And it's just said like that, so I'm wondering if Miss Right Now wants to have sex with me on our first date. To which I will respond, yes. Sex, yes, if things are good, if you're having a good time, and, you know, I don't think you should limit that.
I agree with that.
Don't tell me you've never had sex on the first date.
And I'm not going to. I think I agree with you 100%. I think if things are going good, you know, then if it's something that two consenting adults would like to do, then do it. Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, good.
I don't know why that would even be a question.
Well,
is
come
there this day
Why
and age,
would that
is there
be?
really social stigma behind?
Sex on the first date?
Yeah,
There might be. What if she... Well, there's no, like, context
like
here.
people fuck
Just-
at the bar. It doesn't even have to be in a bathroom, you know. It doesn't
Okay.
even have to be a date.
It can be on the dance floor. Miss Right Now. Not only can you have sex on the first date, you can have sex on the dance floor.